Hello, everyone. Welcome to the finale of the iSNF Cup Series. We are here at Homestead, Miami, and it's going to be a great race, Tony.
It's definitely going to be a great race. Track conditions are not ideal right now, and everybody seems to be struggling coming off of turn number 4, but it's something everybody's going to have to handle tonight. Is it's not just one or two cars going squirrely coming through the final two corners. It's everybody. So, I mean, this is going to be a slugfest for the Season 3 championship, as we still have, let's do the quick math here. We've got 4 cars really in contention. Marcus Hagman coming into tonight leading the points. Skylar Carnes, Brian Chu, both within striking distance. Jalen Battle right there as well. And then not necessarily mathematically eliminated yet, but is going to need to have the 4 cars in front of him have horrid problems early. Chris Worrell still has an outside shot at coming home with a championship tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So, looking forward to the battle, mainly between these top 4, and I'm sure Worrell will get involved wherever he can as well. But interesting thing about Marcus Hagman is that I believe he's racing on a controller from a laptop in Switzerland.
That is what I've been told as well. As a matter of fact, let's reach out to the world's fastest Swede tonight, as he's on holiday in Switzerland. Marcus Hagman, hats off to you, sir, for showing up tonight.
Oh, I'm trying. It would probably not be a good day, but I'm just gonna stay in the back and mind my own business and see how far it goes.
Well, I mean, definitely hats off to you for not giving up. And taking a break from your break to try to win this championship here tonight. Talk us through what it would mean to you to come home with the Season 3 championship.
It would mean the honor and bragging right, and a good ending of the season. And a good beginning of the next season, hopefully.
Just bragging rights, huh?
Well,
wow.
Marcus, let me just go on the record of saying that if either you or Brian Chu were to come home with the championship tonight and not necessarily win the race, but just do what you need to do to win the championship, you two would become, either one of you would become the first champion to go winless on the season and win a championship here in the iSNF. So best of luck to you with that, sir.
Say that the championship win means more than a single win. So, yeah, if that would happen, I would take it, and probably Brian as well.
All right, Marcus, best of luck to you, and hopefully we didn't hit you with the announcer's curse.
I would probably curse myself before that, so don't worry about it.
All right, best of luck to you, my friend.
Thank you, buddy.
And Jason, I believe you've got his closest rival, Skylar Carnes, with you now.
Yeah.
Howdy, howdy.
Skylar, hello. So you're running, what, 18 points down on Marcus, but he's going to be in a pretty tough spot in the race. How are you thinking of going about this one?
I think it'll be fine. I don't know how Marcus will be doing today. I don't know what his setup is or anything, how he's going to be doing, but I'm definitely going to try to be out front of him. Even though we're teammates, when it comes down to it, I'm going to have to be out front of him, try to lead more than what he does, maybe qualify better, and just be ahead of him and worry about Jalen and Brian Chu behind me.
Yeah, it's, behind you have, what, 42 points back to Brian Chu, so that's a pretty good buffer. I mean, it's looking decent, that's all I'll say, but good luck, I guess.
Indeed. I don't know, have you all talked with Marcus at all today? What did he say? How's he?
He said you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble, oh boy. Well, I got one for him too. The Super Swedes are being taken down today.
Strong fighting words. Good luck for the race. We'll let you get prepared.
Alrighty, thank you.
And that leaves the final of our top 3, and I believe Rhea has Brian Chu with her now.
I have to step away. Go ahead and take it.
Brian, you're not mathematically eliminated. Matter of fact, you're only 42 points out of second place with Skylar, and you're only 60 back from Marcus. Very doable today. Talk us through your game plan going into this final race tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Marcus was going to be here, so I was kind of thinking it was just going to be Skylar, but looks like Marcus is going to be here, so it's going to make it extremely difficult. I'm thinking I'm going to need a lot of help. Just they're going to have to have trouble, and I'm going to have to get the best finishing position I can. It seems like a pretty loose setup right now. It's a pretty hot track, I think, so could be a race of attrition if I can just stay out of some of the trouble. Make sure I'm there at the end, and if I'm there at the end, we'll give it a shot and see where I am.
Well, Brian, just as a heads up, should you win the championship tonight and not necessarily win the race to do so, you or Marcus doing that would become the first driver in ISNF history to win the championship and not have a race win on the season. Talk us through what that would mean to you.
Hey, yeah, I mean, who else didn't someone do that in real life, like Kenseth or something? But I think it's more about consistency for me and Marcus. I see him get through attrition and toward the end of the races a lot, kind of like myself. I'm not really a hard charger. I try to get top 5s and make sure my car is good at the end of the race. So I think it's just more consistency for me. I'm not quite as fast as some of the other guys like Chris and Skylar, but if I could just stay, like I said, Christian, stay out of trouble and, make sure my car is there at the end, maybe we can do it. We'll see.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, best of luck to you tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you in about 200 laps.
All right, Tony, appreciate it.
So, Jason, it all comes down to this. One race to get it decided here tonight at Homestead-Miami. I can't think of a better place to end the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got, Marcus and Brian saying that just sort of going to try and get through it. Skylar most definitely going to be on the charge, and Jalen Battle probably on the charge as well, and Chris Worrell never fails to give us a show. So it's going to be a very, very good one here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The weather is hot and steamy too. I'm sorry to cut you off, but the weather is going to play a big factor here with these track temperatures. And it's going to, Mother Nature, Mother Nature herself is going to have something to say about this before it's all through.
Well, as you would expect when we come to Homestead-Miami, it is partly cloudy skies, 88-degree ambient air temperature, 99-degree track temperature right now, but those winds have me a little concerned because it is a straight crosswind coming off of 4. And that's really what's loosening those cars up, is they're getting that gust of wind that's hitting the back of the car, and it's kind of pushing that tail end around on corner exit. So that's something everybody's going to have to be mindful of, because that's gusting up to 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty brutal out there, but it's going to be fun. And, Homestead-Miami is a fun track. It's one of my personal favorites. And I just really, it's a matter of getting those tires in the groove setting. After about 3 laps, you can kind of be a little bit more aggressive with throttle. But I think coming off of 4 is going to be the story of the night. Coming off of 4 onto the front stretch, that's where you're going to see a lot. And as you see right now during practice here, Adam Duff going around for a loop-de-loop. So it's going to be the story of the night there. But we're getting ready to go into qualifying, guys. I appreciate everything for a great season. I appreciate all my admin staff, Brian Chu, Skylar, Steven Sear, and Derek Cook, and so on. I appreciate what you guys have done for me in the league this season. If you've donated money to help us stay on air and keep us moving along. I appreciate that as well. It's been one hell of a season. I'll talk to you guys more about it after the race. But I hope we can put on a good show for you guys here at Miami.
Real quick, how could if somebody wants to get in to sponsor next season, whether it be a race or the entirety of the season, how would they get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me, it would be on Facebook. If you go to our iSNF Sunday Night Fever Facebook group, you can send me a message in there. We also have an iSNF colon TV. I spelled it out for you. There's also a message button in there. Rhea Ferris is my name. Look me up. Send me a message. If you're a track setup company out there, or a painter, or anything like that, we need those kinds of sponsors in this league. We could use your help. We can make sure that you guys get noted on on the commercials and stuff. You guys do a heck of a job representing sponsors as I bring them to you. So, I appreciate you guys, continuing to try to get us a sponsor. I almost had one lined up, but it fell through last second. So we're definitely hot to trot for next season, and we'll talk more about that after the race, guys.
Okay, Rhea, I do want to talk to you after we go off the air tonight. I do want to talk to you because I have a couple ideas for you.
Okay, great. All right, guys.
Best of luck to you, Rhea.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck.
So, Jason, qualifying underway for the final race of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And Francisco Villarreal just coming across the line now. What's he going to set? 32.7.
Wow.
Immediately setting the pace.
The Canadian Adam Duff jumping up to second quick with a 32.9 dead. JD Bowles going 33.04 for third quick. Mike Iskandar, Bob Wyckoff, Jeff Weimer, Rhea Ferris, Marcus Hagman all out on track right now.
Take a look at Skylar Carnes. See what he's doing.
New paint scheme on the 47 here tonight.
Skylar chucking it third quick so far.
Pretty stout opening lap as Chris Worrell to the top of the pile. 32.66 for the 20.
Gets it straight up there. We'll see whether Skylar can improve on his second lap. Just coming up to the line now. What is it gonna be? It is an improvement, but it doesn't move him up. So he's gonna be in fourth. It's still a good starting position for him. He's out of his main competitors, he is the top.
Marcus Hagman on that game controller tonight. Looks like he's got bumped down to 20th quick with a 34.84. Brian Chu out on track right now, getting on his out lap. Come to take the green right now.
Marcus is surprisingly smooth considering he's on a controller.
I know, right? Surprisingly smooth. You hit the nail on the head right there.
Yeah. I would not be able to do that.
Chu using that second lane, not down on the white stripe. As a little bit of tail wag coming out of the 11, coming off of 4. That's going to hamper that lap for Chu.
Linus Brostrom going second quick in the meantime, and Chu sitting in 17th at the moment.
The 24, Jalen Battle, comes across the stripe to put his first lap in the books. 24th for the 24. Linus Brostrom just went purple in the second sector. Let's see if it's going to be good enough. It is not.
32.9 for his second lap, and Brian Chu's finished qualifying. Jalen Battle Going to be one of the last to come across the line. Then we're going to have Austin Cook coming through.
That is 17th for Battle, 12th for Cook.
Yep, and that is just about perfectly timed.
Yes, it is.
To lead us into the grid. So, for the final race of the season, Chris Worrell taking the 5 bonus points for getting the pole position, and Linus Brostrom's going to line up alongside him. Francisco Villarreal and Alex Araldson are going to make up row 2 with Colin Forrest and Charles Robeson in row 3. Adam Duff and Skylar Carnes making up row 4 with Taylor Butcher-Benjamin and JD Bowles in row 5. Row 6 is going to be Daniel Solo and Austin Cook.
Peyton Hubbard and Bob Wyckoff going to roll it off in row number 7. Row 8 is going to be Jeff Weimer and Brian Chu. Jalen Battle in 17th is going to be joined on row number 9 with Isaac Wilson. Mike Iskandar and Derek Cook rolling off in row 10, with row 11 going to Emily Urias and John Hopley. Row number 12 is going to give us Clarence Prince and Jason Ricketts, with Rhea Ferris and Casey Tomlinson rolling off in row number 13.
We've got Chris V in 27th and Gary Wright in 28th, with Stephen Sear and Eric Davis making up row 15. Marcus Hagman, the last to set a time, was he did a good job on controller, but unfortunately that's fairly unsurprising in 31st with Tommy Stanley alongside him, and Joey Manis is going to round out our field today for this
33
finale.
cars scheduled to roll it off here tonight for 133 laps under Anger here at Miami Homestead. 5 total sets of tires to get them through tonight with a 65% fuel fill. So we're looking at a pit window right around lap 35 to 40, and a disqualification limit of 17x. Hopefully nobody hits that tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. Looking forward to a good, clean race, everyone. I feel like a boxing referee talking before a match. Want a nice, clean fight today.
And I think you just hit the nail on the head. It is going to be a fight today. As you know, we still have mathematically in it, although probably not so mathematically in it. Marcus Hagman, Skylar Carnes separated by 18 points. Brian Chu is separated by another 42 points back from Skylar. Jalen Battle is 3 back from Brian. And then Chris Worrell, the final one who actually has an outside shot at this one tonight, is 104 points away from Marcus. So Chris is going to have to hope that Marcus, Skylar, Brian, and Jalen all have issues early, and he's going to have to just about win the race to pull this one off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still technically possible. I mean, the lowest amount of points anyone can get after taking the green is going to be 64 today. So that's what we get for 33rd place. And obviously maximum points being 195, I think, with 4 times 5 bonus points and 175 from coming first.
Yes. So field starting to roll it behind the Ford Mustang GT 500 pace car. Some drivers rocking some new paint schemes tonight, as Charles Robertson running the Kodak paint, loving it. Skylar Carnes has Funfetti on that car tonight as opposed to Kroger. But as the field works its way through the 3-4 complex for the final time this season, the only thing that's left for me to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab the sunscreen because it's time to get it on in Miami. Race fans, it's show Time! Pretty decent getaway at the front of this piece as Whirl and Brostrom go side by side into turn number 1. Here comes Francisco Villarreal on the low side. Brostrom on the very high side goes 3 wide down the backstretch.
Yeah, already trying to fight to get up to the front, these guys, but good start from Chris Worrell as we see Linus Brostrom being challenged by his fellow Swede Alex Aroldsson here with the 22 and the 77 going side by side. Villarreal already looking feisty on the back of Worrell.
Worrell already getting that bonus point for leading a lap. So he's got that bonus point in his pocket as Francisco Villarreal all over his back bumper. Villarreal throws to the inside, drag race down the back straightaway for first place. Worrell on the top side, Villarreal on the low side, looking to play spoiler here tonight. And here comes Brostrom on the top lane.
Yeah, Villarreal got a great exit off of turn 2, so
And
gonna be looking at that.
we're under
Oh,
caution.
it's fairly high up
Oy.
in the field.
Yes, it is. A lot of guys getting involved in that one. Austin Cook gets sent around. 15, nowhere to go. Just catches the race car to the teeth. Jalen Battle able to take evasive action, and then they just pile up into it afterwards.
Let's take a quick looky here at what happened. We're coming through. Ooh, I think Austin Cook actually seems to come down on the 3. I'm not sure whether he was losing it and had to catch it or what, but either way, coming down on the 3 and just causing this entire melee.
3 just sent him around as the 15 dog piles in there.
Now it's time to see whether many of our main drivers were involved in that.
I am looking right now.
Brian Chu's in the pits, so I'm just checking him first.
Hopley caught a piece of it. The 4 of Derek Cook gets into it. The 15. That's not the 15. Who is that?
Ooh, the 11 got some rear damage from... I cannot tell who that was. But either way, the 11 got some rear left damage there, I think. Marcus was probably able to get it slowed down enough to avoid it.
No, Marcus caught a piece of it.
You sure? He stopped, but he didn't
he showed
hit
up
anything.
in red. Did he stop in time?
Yeah.
Yep, he did. Just barely missing the 21.
Yeah.
And then weaves his way through it. Yeah, so Casey Tomlinson looks like he may have caught a piece of it.
Brian Chu is back out on track.
Yep, he tried to avoid it and just ate the pit road wall and tore the front end off that car. Eric Davis, Derek Cook, John Hopley, Tommy Stanley, Jeff Weimer all getting pieces of that. As did Rhea Ferris. He caught a huge piece of that one.
Hmm. Yeah, now that's going to shake things up quite a lot in the mid-pack and towards the rear, because there were a good number of drivers involved in that, actually.
Yeah, Brian Chu did get woed down. The only thing is he got run over from behind by the 9 of Jason Ricketts.
Yeah, as pace car actually already coming off. We're going to be single file for the restart. Here we go.
Villarreal leads us back to green. Good getaway for the 34 right now as Worrell all over him. Brostrom having to deal with Colin Foster right now. Skylar Carnes up into the number 6 spot as he's working the backside of the 77. As you have 3 Swedes right now in the top 10, and none of them named Marcus Hagman.
You know, one part of that sentence very familiar, another part not so familiar, as Linus Brostrom now having to defend from Colin Forrester. He's going to be right back on the counter-attack with a great exit out of 2 with that top lane.
Yeah, that second lane is where you're going to want to be, especially with the progressive banking that they have here at Homestead-Miami. You can use that second lane to your advantage to defend, and that's exactly what Brostrom is doing. He's running a smart race right now as Francisco Villarreal sets the quick lap of the race so far, 32.72 for the 34. As Chris Worrell and he are starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Marcus Hagman, Linus Brostrom.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong with Linus running that top line, but surely you have to turn less, so you're getting less tire wear.
You would think
Ish.
that, but the only problem is you're carrying so much more speed.
Yeah.
It does punish the right front just about the same as on the bottom lane. The only difference is you're able to carry the momentum better on the top side. So you're not punishing the rear tires as adversely on the top lane. So it's almost negligible on the right front, but it works out to be similar on the front.
Yeah.
Why did that not make any sense in my own head?
Because it didn't make sense
crap.
when it came out. It's
Tommy Stanley.
negligible on the right front, but better on the rear.
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
Like Tommy Stanley had to chase it down the hill, gets finished off by the 14, coming off a 4. So Isaac Wilson not able to stay off of Stanley, and Stanley goes around to bring out caution number 2 on lap number 10.
Oh, a couple of big hits for the right side on the inside wall as well. That's not going to help his race at all.
It is definitely no bueno.
Because as surprising as it may seem, you tend to run better without damage.
Yeah, it makes sense. But sometimes, you know, depending on where the damage is, it might help the car.
Yeah, I guess.
It depends. It really does depend. But most of the time, you don't want to ding up the body because the engineers that hung that thing know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So as they currently sit on track, Francisco Villarreal leading the way, Chris Worrell, Linus Brostrom, Colin Forrester, Alex Alderson, Skylar Carnes, J.D. Bowles, Dan Solo, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and Charles Robertson rounding out your top 10. As they sit in the point standings, Skylar Carnes currently leads the championship.
Yep. That is very true. I mean, it's a sort of thing where Jalen Battle and Brian Chu they really need luck on their side because they have to hope that Skylar gets a bad race. Because with Marcus being just running at the back, it's going to be difficult for them.
Brian Chu currently sitting in 15th. Jalen Battle currently sitting in 12th. Chris Worrell coming into tonight 5th place in points. Currently sits in 2nd, but Skylar Carnes sits in 6th, and that's not enough separation from the rest of the field to Worrell for him to have a shot at coming home with the championship tonight. But we did hear Rhea Ferris mention that no matter what, with taking the green flag tonight, Chris Worrell clinched Rookie of the Year points.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to him. Do I remember rightly that he was one of those people where we had a streak of people who just came into the league and then won their first race?
He podiumed his first race. It took him 3 races to win his first one of 4 this season. The young man has 4 wins in his rookie season. And perennial favorites like Brian Chu and Marcus Hagman don't have any. I mean, that if you had told me that Hagman and Chu both would be winless coming into the final race of the season, when we started this season, I would have told you were full of malarkey.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, especially to be leading a championship without a win. It
just goes
to show
shows
consistency. Yeah.
And I'm taking a look right now. Marcus Hagman leads all drivers with laps and miles completed. He's the only one over 5,000 miles completed this season coming into tonight.
He is. That's probably a milestone that's going to be met by Brian Chu as well. And
well, Chu has 49.04 coming into tonight.
Yeah, probably Chu only actually is able to meet it. Yeah, because there's 200 miles. Right. And Eugene Thorne and JB Banner are not present. So
you are correct, sir. As the lights do go out on the Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing, Francisco Villarreal, gonna lead us back to green as the field works its way into the 3-4 complex. Now keep in mind, the restart zone rule is in effect tonight. The leader can pull the trigger anytime in that blue zone, but if they exit the blue zone and the leader has not gone yet, the green flag's coming out regardless, and game on no matter what. So it behooves the leader to actually be on the trigger as they work their way into the Geico restart zone. Villarreal wastes no time dropping the hammer, and here comes Forrester pushing Worrell into turn number 1.
Yeah, he went immediately. You can't say it didn't work.
It did. It absolutely did. The only thing is, here comes Worrell in the draft, getting a good slingshot down the back straightaway. Closes right in on the 34 as they've got about a 0.3 of a second gap. Make that about 5 car lengths back to current 3rd place, Linus Broström. As they're almost 3 wide behind him, Skylar Carnes was looking to go through the middle.
Yeah, I know he likes going for some interesting moves, but that's probably not one that he would look at well, as Chris Worrell is looking and taking the lead back from Francisco Villarreal. But is Villarreal going to have a good run into turn 3? He could look towards the inside. He's going to choose not to.
Broström slams the door on Forrester going through 3 and 4 as Villarreal, a little bit of tail wag coming out of turn number 4. That's going to give a gap and some breathing room to Chris Worrell as Broström going to start to reel him in. Here comes the 62 on the inside of Broström. Going to throw it right down on that yellow line, try to get the short way around. Broström, though, going to be able to use the banking coming down the hill, gets a run down the back straightaway and wrestles 3rd, back away from Forrester. Skylar Carnes just biding his time right now, sitting back there going, go ahead, guys, burn your stuff up.
Yeah, exactly. It's great to see that defensive line working for Linus Broström, but from what we saw in the first green flag run, it doesn't work for the whole time, because that inside lane does slowly chip away, and whoever's on the inside would be able to get there just eventually.
Well, you see it there. Broström was able to get the advantage over Forrester as Carnes pulled along to his door coming through 3 and 4. A little bit of a wiggle. That low side, that's exactly what I was talking about before that last caution. Because you have to be more aggressive to get the run off, you saw that little bit of tail wiggle from the 62 coming off of 4. Though he does have the clear, throws the block. Hagman gets hemmed up. Brostrom gets hemmed up. Brostrom throws to the low side. And here comes the 77 to the inside of Carnes.
Yeah, it almost looked like Carnes and Brostrom were going to make contact when Brostrom came down to try and overtake Forrester, but then Alex Araldson sort of coming to Brostrom's rescue as he now actually passes Brostrom, as Carnes had a great run there but just had nowhere to go.
Did at that is now Carnes and Solo going door to door.
Whoa.
That looked healthy.
Yep, very much so, as Skylar Khan's still sort of held up behind the two Swedes here, as they nearly looked like they were going to be 3 wide, but that sorted itself out pretty quickly, yeah.
A little bit of a battle going on back around 14th as Joey Maines and Isaac Wilson were going after each other. And now JD Bowles and Dan Solo going after each other. That's Bowles on the top side in SUP. Solo relegated back to 8th. As the 33 of Bowles able to get the run off the top side coming off of 4. A lot of battling going on throughout this field right now as Solo and Bowles just door to door.
Yeah, JD Bowles able to wrestle that one eventually away from the 00 of Solo, as that outside lane definitely proving to work very nicely. As looks like we're going to have a battle for second place here with Colin Forrester trying to go around the outside of Villarreal. It almost feels like when you're on the inside, you can almost get caught there sometimes.
As Skylar Carnes picks off Linus Brostrom for 5th. You are correct, as that battle for second still hot and heavy. As that's the 34 of Villarreal on the top side, the 62 of Forrester on the low side. And that is your race leader, Chris Worrell, right in front of them. Your rookie of the year in the Sport Clips 20. The freight auction 34 of Villarreal. Clicking them off right now. And here comes Carnes to the inside. Looking on Forrester. Carnes nose out front coming off of 4. Is Forrester able to use the momentum on the top side as Carnes going to fall back into the clutches of Alex Alderson. Alderson looking to make it 3 wide, goes to the top lane, rim riding on the 77.
Yeah, Carnes seeing the opportunity and going for it, and Araldson may have a great run here. He looked like he could have looked to the inside, maybe thought better of it and wants to choose that outside anyway. He could get the switchback coming out of 2, actually. Looking like he could get a good run here.
Forrester leads the chrome horn to Villarreal going into 3, though, right in front of him. And that's going to give Villarreal some momentum on the top side as he pulls alongside of Chris Worrell. Worrell, though, throws the block coming off of 4. Throw a blanket over your top 6. And now make that 7 with JD Bowles there as well.
Honestly, if this is how it's going to be the entire race, I'm looking forward to it. Are we going to be 3 wide? Skylar Carnes ain't backing out of that one. He loves a little 3 wide situation and looks like he's going to capitalize on it, though. Francisco Villarreal in that middle lane going to be working pretty well as Carnes having to chase down the track a little bit, and that's going to give Araldson the opportunity to move up his right-hand side.
Carnes just lost all that momentum trying to exit low off of 4. No rubber laid down that low yet. Haroldson looks to the inside of Villarreal, going into 3, side by side. 77 to Haroldson on the low side. Villarreal rim riding, flirting with that safer barrier, coming off of turn number 4. Gonna get the head of steam down the front chute. Give the spot to Villarreal by half a fender as they haul it off into turn number 1. Still side by side.
Yeah, seeing how some of these guys are driving, I can see why there's a massive black mark midway through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Here comes Carnes to the outside of the 77. Haroldson had to pinch it down coming off a 2, and that did cost him some time as another coat of paint, and Carnes would have been in deep doo-doo as he is now fallen back into the clutches of Linus Brostrom and J.D. Bowles right behind him.
Yeah, it looks like those two are going to be pretty enthralled in their own battle, so maybe Carnes is saved for now, but he may have to be careful about the moves he's making, because it could get a bit risky here if he keeps dropping back.
J.D. Bowles was in a Penske Racing sandwich there for a second, as here comes Charles Robertson to the inside, picks off Bowles, now sets his sights on his teammate Linus Brostrom, and you got to think, with as hard as Brostrom was running earlier, did he burn that right front tire off, as we are currently working lap 30 of 133 here tonight at Homestead-Miami. Chris Worrell continues to show the way up at the front of this piece, has about a 2-car length gap back to second place Colin Forrester, and then you're almost a full second back to that battle for third with Villarreal, Alderson, and Carnes.
Yeah, and looking forward now as we've got Haroldson and Carnes side by side here for 4th place. Looking forward to pit stops. They're definitely
10 laps, I'd say.
Yeah, they're definitely at the point tire-wise where they can afford to pit now, because if I read our notes at the start right, 4 extra sets of tires, so they're not going to be running out of those.
Correct. They're starting with a set, and then they're laying 4 in the pits. So tires should not be an issue tonight, as if you break the race up into segments of 4, you're looking just every 35-ish laps you can put a set of tires on.
Well, you can break it in segments of 5, actually, because it's 4 extra, and then you've got the one you start on, so...
And, well, what I'm saying is if you do it every 35-ish laps, you'll still have a set should we get a late race caution.
Yeah, I guess so, so... We'll see how people
battle
go.
for second hot and heavy right now, or battle for third hot and heavy, with Villarreal and Carnes going door to door through 3 and 4. We saw this a ton last season. We're seeing it again this season. Villarreal, though, is only a part-time driver subbing tonight in the 34 as he switches over and goes to the inside of Carnes going into turn number 3.
Great battle, and someone up here is missing their front. That's Austin Cook. Honestly, he's a lap down, but I'm not surprised to see him still here without a front to the car.
I want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat for the iSNF Sunday Night Fever Cup Series season finale for Season 3. Tony Trapasso, Jason Sawford up in the booth with you for this one. Jason controlling all the beautiful camera shots that you are seeing right now, and I'm just a mouthpiece. But thanks everybody for joining us here tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up button because it really helps share these videos with the YouTube algorithm. The more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely it is to be shared whenever somebody logs into their YouTube homepage. And I do want to thank everybody this season who has joined as a subscriber. Being is we are less than 40 subscribers away from hitting that milestone of 2,500 subscribers here on the Esports Broadcasting Network YouTube page. And Jason, if you had told me a year ago at this time that we would be here flirting with 2,500 already, I would have told you were full of baloney.
Yeah, no, it's great to see the growth. And really, these leagues deserve it. I mean, I'm pretty sure every single one of the broadcasts has great racing, and it just all is deserved to be seen.
And that's what we do here at ESBN and Sim Racing Media, our parent company. We try to highlight all of the good leagues that are out there. And I don't think we have a single league that is a dumpster fire week in and week out. I mean, yeah, some leagues have problems here and there, but generally you're seeing the racing action that you're seeing on track right now, week in and week out, all week long. You know, even in the Sunday night Sim Racing Media Super Late Model AI series, where all the drivers are computer controlled. I don't know if you saw last night's race, Jason, but you owe it to yourself to go back and look, as we saw some amazing things. If anybody hasn't seen that yet, I implore you to go watch, because we saw something in race 7 that we have not seen all season long until last night's race at Langley.
Yeah, I have to admit, I keep forgetting to watch them, but I really do need to go and see them, because from what you've been describing, it absolutely should get through round to that. But looking at how these guys are driving, tyres are not happy at the moment. I've been seeing people flirting with the wall a lot more.
You are absolutely correct, sir. It is a gaggle for fourth right now, as you got Francisco Villarreal, Alex Eraldson, J.D. Bowles, Linus Brostrom, and Charles Robertson, all right there in a tight little group.
Carnes had to chase it down a little bit, but this actually looks even slightly frustrating to drive at the moment. They're probably waiting so long to get back on the power.
Well, if you want, we did get a GoPro on his helmet before we went live.
Yeah, let's take a look at the onboard cameras. We're coming into turn 3. Actually choosing more inside line. Yeah, off the throttle for a good 3-4 seconds through the turn.
Yeah, the first half of the turn. Has to wait till he gets past the apex before he can start to apply the fuel again.
Yeah, even then, definitely not even half throttle until about here. And it shows in some of the lap times as well, because they're running a good 2 seconds a lap slower than when they started this piece. As
Jalen Battle going to be the first one to flinch.
Coming into the pits. I would say you can get a pretty powerful undercut here.
At 2 seconds a lap, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be huge if nobody goes to follow Battle.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are turning to radio coverage for a little bit.
Dan Solo has already gone down pit road to get his tires changed, as he's working the outside of Skylar Carnes, and I can anyways, see the difference in speed between those two cars, as the 00 Solo was down on lap 34. Carnes has yet to go down pit, as he is just steadily pulling away from Carnes and now reels in Colin Forrester.
Yep, sorry for the loss of pictures. Bit of technical difficulties. Just loading back into the session now. I will let you know when we're back up online.
Completely understandable. Worrell and Forrest are both peeling off to go pit side, giving up the 5-second lead that they both had. Eraldson stays out. Carnes comes in. Robertson comes in. Bowles comes in. Worrell is in. Eraldson stays out, as does Brostrom, Chu, Wilson, and Urias. That is your current top 5 as they sit. Adam Duff in the 3 was down on lap 11, as was Rhea Ferris. Duff took fuel only. Ferris did take 4 in fuel, though, as they are running 6th and 7th right now. With about a 3.5 second, almost 4-second gap back to Jason Ricketts in 8th. Chris V sits in 9th, 2 seconds off of Jason. Gary Wright is another second and a half back off of Chris V. Marcus Hagman was the last driver to bring it down pit side on lap 11. Linus Brostrom stays out as the last driver who has not come down pit side. Brian Chu was down on lap 3, so expect him to come pit side in a couple of laps, as Chu currently sitting in 2nd, hoping to stay out there long enough to get scored with a lap led.
And our pictures resume.
As Chu, now being shown as your race leader, does get credited with those bonus points for leading a lap here tonight at Homestead-Miami for the season finale of the iSNF Cup Series Season 3. Tony Trapasso, Jason Sawford up in the booth with you tonight. Thank you so much for making this part of your Sunday afternoon. And I'm going to say this 3 different ways. Happy belated Canada Day for our friends from the Great White North, such as Adam Duff, currently sitting in 3rd. Happy Independence Day weekend to all of our friends and family in North America. And Jason, considering you're over in the British Empire, happy Treason Day.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's, well, it's just Sunday.
Yeah, I know. But you can have an ice cold beer in memory of your friends over here across the pond.
Yeah, I guess I'll see if I do that tomorrow. But...
Speaking of nice cold beers, Jason, are you aware of what's happening next week, considering the iSNF series is off for a week?
I am not, no.
Next week is the Case Cracker 200.
Right, ooh, someone's into the wall. That's going to be a caution.
That is definitely
Chris
going to be a
Worrell around.
Derek Cook and Chris Worrell.
So Cook was the initial, but Chris Worrell getting involved in what almost looked like a separate incident, to be honest.
He did. He got into the 45 of Clarence Prince, trying to avoid that one. Gets sent around, and there is heavy damage on the 20 right now. Well, that's pretty much going to put a damper on Chris's hopes for a championship. But he did get Rookie of the Year after missing the first 3 races of the season. Oh.
Yeah. Very true. I mean, at least there's a silver lining to this race for him. Definitely not what he would have been hoping for, but...
Yeah, that whole thing started when Mike Iskandar laid the chrome horn on Derek Cook in the 4, and then the melee of everybody scattering to try to not get into the 4. Worrell, unfortunately, got into Clarence Prince in the 45, and around she goes. But as I was saying, next Sunday will be the Case Cracker 200, 100-lap race with the 87 Cup cars at Daytona. Teams of 4. And during the main event, your team has to consume a 24-pack of beer.
interesting stipulation.
You can consume it in however you want to. You can have some people not drink if they're alcoholic, recovering alcoholics, or if they're underage. But that requires the rest of your team to drink more during the race. So from the time the green flag comes out to the time the checkered flag flies, your team has to have confirmedly consumed a 24-pack of beer. And that race brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Yep, and remember, this is fine because it's a simulator.
And that's the only time it's safe to.
Yeah, do
drink and
try this
drive.
at home, don't try this at not home.
Don't try this outside of your house. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the joy of simulators. And everybody's going to be doing it for that race, so. And they're running it very similar to the season opener at Daytona that the real world NASCAR has. And they're just shortening everything up just a little bit as they're going to have 2 heat races and a consi to set the qualifying field for the main event. As of right now, Frank Marchese and myself are going to be in the booth for that one, but you will be able to find that next week here on the Esports Broadcasting Network. So if you don't want to miss out on all the fun, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications as league's starting to ramp back up, as tomorrow night will be the season premiere, season 12 of the CleanRacing.net Cup Series. Looking forward to that one, as Josh Lilly won the championship by not even... Josh Lilly got wrecked on lap 1, turn 1 of the season finale and still clinched the championship, looking to get his 4th championship, as he already had 2, now has a 3rd. And that man's only 14 years old, Jason. Can you believe that?
Oof. I mean, fair enough. We love to see a bit of up-and-coming talent.
In between he and his stepdad, they have won the last 5 championships.
And it's,
Let that sink in.
yeah. It's good to see family members getting involved together as well. I mean, we've had it here at iSNF with the Banner brothers and with Linus Brostrom's father and girlfriend.
Yes. I believe it's fiance now, isn't it?
Um,
Sorry, Linus, if I just got you in trouble. Dan Solo, though, going to lead us back down to green as we get ready to turn them back loose. 53 laps in the books here tonight at Homestead-Miami. Pace car is in. Field goes into the Geico restart zone. Solo drops the hammer, and we are back underway as Isaac Wilson looking to get a good run on the low side. Colin Forrester on the top side. That is your battle for second.
yeah, I think
And
the rest
here
of the field...
comes the 77.
Whoa, yeah, definitely sending that one through, but I think the rest of the field was caught sleeping a little bit there, but it won't matter in the end with the draft. In fact, this may well be good for Colin Forrester. He could just slingshot directly past Daniel Solo if he wants to, as there's a melee going on for 5th place. Taylor Butcher Benjamin trying to defend from both Linus Brostrom and JD Bowles at the same time. JD Bowles going to look down his inside, and Brostrom looking for the outside lane. They might be 3 wide coming onto the straight. Bit of a block from JD Bowles.
It was a lot bit of a block from JD Bowles, as Brostrom luckily getting out of it as the battle for second hot and heavy. Make that little battle for the lead hot and heavy. As Forrester has it, Eraldson wants it. Whoa. As the 0-0 Solo gets into the wall off of 4.
Yeah, it looked like Solo just wanted some grip there, if anything. Found it eventually. As still going to be battling for the lead here, as Eraldson, is he going to get a good enough run to look at something? He's going to look towards the outside, actually, perhaps on exit.
Eraldson not quite close enough. Going to need to shoot the gap between the 2 and the 62.
Oh, someone's chasing it down. It was Isaac Wilson.
Skylar Carnes starting to make some headway in the 47. As they currently sit right now, Skylar Carnes is your champion as they currently sit. Jalen Battle, though, right there within striking distance. As you can see, those two running stem to stern. Francisco Villarreal up there as well. Three names that we were talking about at the end of last season as well. Unfortunately, Francisco Villarreal was going to Road to Pro this season and could not commit to a full season's racing.
Yeah, no, I imagine what it would have been like if we would have had him up at the top as well. Constantly fighting for wins. That would have been insane to see, but at the moment we've got a lead battle to look at. These two have been side by side for the best part of 2 laps now, as Forrester still trying to work the inside of Araldson, but you can just see how that top lane is working for defense once again.
Yeah, absolutely. As the 63 needs to throw the block here, coming down the back straightaway, gets up in front of Araldson. Araldson looks to the inside, going into 3, though. Full send-it mode for the 77 as the 62 pinches him down in the middle of 3 and 4. Little bit of tail wiggle out of the 77. Big tail wiggle out of the 2. Battle for third. Throw a blanket over your top 4 right now.
I am very, very glad that they know how wide their cars are, because that was insanely close to some mid-turn side-by-side contact. That wouldn't have been pretty at the front of the field.
That had bad intentions written all over it. As here comes Brostrom to the inside of his teammate Robertson. Battle for third as Brostrom wrestles it away. Now Robertson has to deal with J.D. Bowles in the 33. 0.8 of a second for your top 5. And then you're back to Skylar Carnes in 6. And we are back under caution. Looks like Isaac Wilson getting it wrong.
May I say, from what I've noticed during that green flag run, Skylar Carnes did really well. I'm pretty sure he restarted the run outside the top 10. He's back up to 6th. But let's have a look what happened to Wilson here.
Got a little bit of tail happiness coming off of turn number 4. Tagged the pit wall, spun it into the outside wall, and everybody doing a great job to avoid the 14.
Yeah, I've got to say, unfortunately, that one was kind of coming up for him. I mean, he was chasing it down for the last couple of laps, and it was bound to go wrong eventually, to be honest. As Morels jumped to the pits.
Worrell having a little bit of issue. Worrell hand grenaded the engine.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize his damage was that bad.
I did not either.
But,
as unfortunately, Chris has left the building, and we're not able to interview the iSNF Rookie of the Year about his inaugural season. So, Chris, if you're listening, we would like to talk to you before you leave the motorhome lot.
yeah, I think get that man on the next flight up to Virginia, because he admittedly not having the best race, but not like that was his fault, to be honest.
No, it was just one of them racing deals. Everybody was scattering to try to stay off the 4, and he and Clarence Prince had a meeting of the minds. And stuff happens, and
Yeah.
you know, unfortunately, for the past couple of weeks, it's happened to Chris. Something happened to Austin Cook there as well.
Take a look.
Looks like he may have twiffed an engine as well. Yeah, that car's not running. He definitely hand grenaded the engine in the 51.
With no smoke, though.
Well, there wouldn't be if the engine's already gone.
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Oh,
But...
he was letting the field go by. Okay.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. I was going to say, I thought it was running, it just seemed to be idle, but...
So, J.D. Bowles, Francisco Villarreal, Rhea Ferris, Skylar Carnes, Colin Forrester, Alex Erlerson, Charles Robertson, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Jalen Battle, and Dan Solo rounding out your top 10 as we should be going green next time by. Lights are still on the pace car. This should be the last pace lap that we're going to see. And then there were 4. As right now, Skylar Carnes leading the points. Currently mired back in 4th. You see him there on the outside in the 47. As Marcus Hagman currently being scored a lap down. Brian Chu is mired back in 17th. And Jalen Battle is currently back in 9th. So a lot of things are going to have to change for any one of those 3 to hope, or any one of those 4 to hope to get by, or 3, sorry, I had it right the first time, to try to get by Skylar Carnes in the point standings. As Carnes doesn't need to win, he just needs a good top 5 finish to cinch tonight.
Yeah. So long as he gets enough to get past Hagman and he's in the top 5, that is enough for him. And then there are other bonus point related shenanigans as well. Has he led a lap?
He has.
Well, make that P6 and above.
He has, Battle has not, Hugh has not, and Hagman has not.
There's a pace car coming in, so they're going to get into that restart zone, and as we've seen before, JD Ball's going immediately, but the field seemed to be a bit more on the ball this time, as Skylar Khan's immediately sending it to the inside of Francisco Villarreal and our race leader.
Absolutely, as they are going side by side. They're 3 wide behind them, though. Jalen Battle was looking to go 3 wide, thought better of it.
As Villarreal showing why he was last season's champion here. Battling with JD Bowles on his inside, and Haroldson and Forrester are just sat there waiting, ready to get through as Khan's losing momentum there, so he's dropped to the back of the top 5.
I think he sees how chippy it's getting in front of him and he doesn't want any part of it.
Yeah.
As those 4 drivers in front of him, they've got nothing to lose and they're just going for a race win, whereas Carnes is looking to win a championship here tonight. And he knows he doesn't need to win the race. He just needs to finish in front of the guys behind him. As Marcus Hagman is currently sitting a lap down.
Yeah, Skylar Khan's definitely having his championship reign on at the moment, as say Hagman's a lap down. It says that he crashed as well, so that's not ideal. There's no caution though, so I'm not sure what happened to him. As battle for the lead here between Colin Forrester and Alex Haroldson. Forrester looking like he's going to get it, but Haroldsson's going to get that great run off of turn 2. He's going to have to look to the inside here. Looks and decides not to go.
Absolutely. But heapers. Side by side is not a good idea tonight, especially with the wind gusting up to 15, which it's at 13 right now, which means all sorts of hell is going to get raised coming off of turn number 4 this next time by.
Yeah, unfortunately for the drivers, that's the only way they can get past, is to go side by side, but I'm sure if there was any other way, they'd probably be choosing that at the moment, because you can just see the wiggling off of turn 4. That wind's really not doing them any favours.
Still side by side behind your race leaders. Colin Forrester continues to show the way. Alex Eraldson, Francisco Villarreal in third, and then just throw a blanket from 4th back to 8th, as that is Skylar Carnes, Dan Solo, JD Bowles, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Jalen Battle, all right there. Linus Brostrom and Charles Robertson right there as well. So 4th almost through 10th. Just running stem to stern right now.
Got an exit camera installed on turn 4, and that just shows perfectly how treacherous it can get up there, as JD Bowles running very, very close to that outside wall. Don't think he quite meant to get that close, to be honest, but managed to get out of it, so...
Joining us now, the newly crowned iSNF Cup Series Rookie of the Year. Chris, I know you're disappointed for not being able to finish out 2 races in a row here, but all things considered, you had an amazing season in your debut here in the iSNF Cup Series.
Yep, it was a lot of fun, Tony. I appreciate you putting in a good word for me. I appreciate Rhea setting everything up for me and letting me race. There's a good chunk of guys in here that are a lot of fun to race with, and just make it awesome. And then there's another chunk that just don't. I'm a little upset right now. I don't want to say anything, that I'll regret later. Really wish I could have had a chance to race for the championship today, but I mean, hey, at least we had some green flag laps there at the beginning. That's all you can ask for in a race.
Absolutely. And Chris, you were doing everything you could to try to get mathematically into the hunt for that championship. You had most laps led a lap and pole position at the time that you unfortunately got turned there to bring out caution number 2. But all things considered, what an amazing debut season here in the iSNF. 4 wins on the season and making the championship chase in 5th place coming into the final race with a mathematic shot at winning the championship after missing the first 3 races of the season. If that doesn't speak to your talent level, sir, I don't know what does.
Well, I appreciate that a lot, Tony. It was a lot of fun, especially to show up late and be a contender at the end. Met a lot of cool guys, a lot of guys I had fun time racing with. Rhea does a good job. She's got a great league on her hands, and I'm just glad I could get this far. Hate the way it ended today, and really wish that wouldn't have ended like that. It would have been nice to go get the championship in the first season, but what do you do now? So I just sit back and just be just watch now, I guess. Hopefully Brian can go out there and get that championship wrapped up. I know it's going to be hard to beat Colin. He's really fast. I was really looking forward to racing him to the end there, especially with finally getting a green flag race in. But I don't know what else to say. I appreciate the kind words, Tony. Thank you, Rhea, for letting me join the league. Yep.
And Chris, don't do anything crazy because we're hoping to see you in the next gen cars next season.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about. I'm, been reconsidering. These last couple races have been kind of bad. Don't want to say. This has obviously nothing to do with Rhea. She puts on a great league, but some of these guys in here, I want to come and race, and just lately haven't been able to race. Just been pacing. There's a few bad apples that ruin it for everyone else, and it's like I said, I don't want to say anything I'd regret later, say anything bad, but at the end of the day, I want to come and have fun and race, and then that's just not happening lately. So maybe
Fair
I'll
enough.
think about it. But either way, they'll be fine without me. It's a great league, no matter what. I'll definitely keep tuning in and watching, seeing how it goes, and root for Rhea and Brian next year if I don't end up racing. So.
Well, with any luck, we're going to see you next week out on track in the Crazecracker 200. I believe Greg McConey is looking for a teammate for that one, so there's a good spot for you to jump in.
Yeah, Ball's out racing. Jason, Pat, and Greg McConey are going to go and try to win that thing. I'm guessing you guys are going to broadcast that.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That's going to be a good day. I'm looking forward to that, man. That should be a lot of fun.
All right. Again, Chris, condolences for not winning the race, not winning the championship, but congratulations on winning Rookie of the Year. And you are currently leading the voting for Driver of the Year.
Dang. That'd have been really sweet to top it off with that championship, too. But,
All right.
maybe another day. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it.
We'll see you next season, Chris.
Yes, sir. Take care.
And you could hear it in his voice, Jason. I mean, just gutted. I mean, is probably the best way to describe what Chris was going through.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's really not had a good run for the last couple of races, as he said. And they've all been very unfortunate as well. But I mean, unfortunately, sometimes that's how racing goes. You have ups, you have downs. It can be a roller coaster of emotion, but whenever it goes down, it always comes up at the end of it.
Sooner or later, it's got to come up. But right now, speaking of up, the battle is hot and heavy for third between Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Linus Brostrom, and Dan Solo, as those three are just all over each other as Brostrom throws to the inside of Benjamin, going through 3 and 4. Taylor Butcher Benjamin on the top side, Linus Brostrom on the low side as they come off of turn number 4. Both of them rock steady down the front chute.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got Roberson and Solo behind them as well. They were side by side for a little bit and looking like you're going to try to beat it as well once again. But these top two have just pulled away really nicely here with Forrester and Araldson just driving away.
Absolutely, as they're almost 3 full seconds to the good over that battle for third. Checking back a little bit deeper in the field, there's Jason Ricketts, Adam Duff, and Brian Chu going after each other. Joey Maines and Jason Ricketts going after each other right now for 12. Maines on the top side. Adam Duff right now has Brian Chu all over his back bumper. And there is the 43 of Mike Iskandar back there as well. Maines almost up into the wall, coming off of 4, looking to carry the momentum as Ricketts going to throw the block coming down the front chute.
Yeah, some great racing for 12th position here. I mean, you could say that they could be working together to make their way up, but realistically, come on, let's have a good race, and they are having a good race as Adam Duff throws it to the inside of Joey Manis here as well, as does Brian Chu, looking to get his way up the field. One of our hometown heroes today, actually, as well, from Fort Myers.
Yeah, absolutely. Chu hoping for a good finish here tonight. Still has some ground to make up, as in front of him, Jalen Battle currently running in 6th. Skylar Carnes back in 9th. And Carnes still ahead by the slimmest of margins in the point standings right now, as Battle was 45 points behind him coming into tonight. Brian Chu was only 42 behind. So they're going to have to hope that Carnes goes out quickly if they're going to have a shot at it, as Marcus Hagman currently sitting 2 laps down in 21st.
Yeah, Battle is currently gaining 12 points over Skylar Carnes if you don't take bonus points into account. Now, we know that Skylar Carnes has led a lap. Cannot remember if Jalen Battle has. My gut feeling says I don't think so, no. So that's another 5 on the side of Skylar Carnes. That brings that down to 7, so it really does put into perspective what the task of taking Skylar Carnes down really is today.
Very much so, as looks like we are getting close to another set of green flag pit stops, possibly. As JD Bowles just went pit side.
Yep, he's decided it's about time. I would tend to agree with him. I mean,
oh!
You've seen something.
Brian Chu just got 8 different kinds of sideways and yeeted the 8 of Joey Manis coming off a 2. Manis went down into the apron, and unfortunately, unfortunately for Joey, we stay green.
Yeah, I don't have a keyframe for that saved, so I can imagine what would have happened.
If you look in the timestamp, 106.29.4. You'll see Brian Chu pass Joey Maines.
We'll go for that then. Let's just take a look. It's probably going to be a corner too early, but I assume it happened coming through 1 and 2.
It came out on the exit of 2. Maines tried to cross over, and unfortunately, Chu just got sideways and kind of hip checked Maines down into the inside safer barrier.
Yeah.
That could have ended a lot more poorly than it did, but we stay green. And it's now Jason Ricketts and Adam Duff going after each other for 11th.
Yeah, this is the closest battle on track at the moment, as it's settled down a bit up at the front, and that gap that first and second place have is coming down. Francisco Villarreal choosing now to come into the pits, and honestly, it's looking like these guys are going to have 2 sets of tyres left at the end for any late cautions.
You are correct, sir, as it looks like this could be, if we stay green, this could be the money stop.
Oh, yeah.
Because we know you can make it 40-plus laps, and we are inside 40 to go.
Yeah, we are.
Forrester Eraldson, Taylor Butcher-Benjamin, Charles Robertson, Jalen Battle, Linus Brostrom, Skylar Carnes, Eric Davis, Dan Silos in the pits, and Adam Duff round out your top 10, as now Jason Ricketts gets promoted into 10th. As it's still a 2.5-second gap from your race leader, Colin Forrester, back to Taylor Butcher Benjamin in third. And everybody's got some breathing room around them, with the exception of these two up in the front, as that is one of your closest battles on track at just over a quarter of a second separating Forrester and Eraldson.
Yeah, it's, haven't really seen too much of Forrester, but he's just been sat in the lead, taking a commanding position, and well, he's racing in his home state, but I didn't quite realize how big Florida is, because the distance between Jacksonville and where we are at the moment is comparable between the distance of London and Edinburgh. So
yeah, Florida, it's not
any Europeans.
It's not a big state, but it's a long state.
Yeah,
as that that handle goes way down there into almost into the Tropic of Cancer, and Homestead-Miami at the bottom tip, Jacksonville up towards the top, almost near the Florida-Georgia line. So he could actually he would be better off calling Atlanta his home track rather than either Daytona or Miami Homestead, because he's actually closer to Atlanta than he is either one of those.
well, I think Daytona is just about closer, but Atlanta definitely closer than Homestead. But Alex Araldson coming into the pits, so maybe this time iRacing will let us see how well that undercut works, rather than having to rely on radio commentary. But
absolutely. But we do want to mention that if you are looking to get involved in a league, this league is looking for sponsors and drivers for Season 4. And not just series sponsors, but race sponsors as well. And you can find them on their Facebook page, iSNF Sunday Night Fever Cup Series. And just send a message to Rhea Ferris in that group, and she will get you pointed in the right direction of how you can get involved with this amazing series. As right now, everything is funded by Rhea and her admin team, and we cannot thank that entire admin team enough for helping out this season. Of course, we are talking about Marcus Hagman, Brian Chu, Steven Sear, Skylar Carnes. Those guys have really stepped up to help this league out, and we would love nothing more than to be able to take the burden off of them for the point standings, for the broadcast fees, because unfortunately Jason and I can't do this for free. It's a great series. Jason, you've been involved with it for a couple of seasons now. This is only my first full-time season with these drivers, and from what I saw when I came in about 3/4 of the way through last season till now, these are some of the highest quality drivers throughout the field that you are going to see, as well as you are going to see some real-world drivers, Hermie Sadler being one of them.
yeah, absolutely, and just proving the quality. Alex Araldson and Colin Forrester managing to come out of the pits still basically side by side, just absolutely picking up where they left off, and they were battling through traffic. While you were mentioning just about the league, I noticed they did actually momentarily go 4 wide.
I saw that.
Which, that definitely wasn't terrifying at all, but
it's a good race when the announcers are white knuckling. Oh no.
Oh no. Someone was used as a battering ram.
Austin Cook. Francisco Villarreal just got into Austin Cook.
Yeah, let's see why Cook was sideways on the track in the first place.
Overcooked it going into 3, gets into the 41 of Iskandar, Oi. Or sorry, Wyckoff.
Ouch.
Gets into the 41 of Wyckoff coming through 3 and 4. Gets spun down the track, and Francisco Villarreal nowhere to go as that car just came down spinning into him. So that is going to put an exclamation mark in the book for the 34 of Villarreal.
Yeah,
Heavy front damage on that car.
Villarreal effectively acting as a shield for Colin Forrester, to be honest, because if it weren't for Villarreal, then Forrester was absolutely going to take that race car to the face instead. No time to react for the 34.
One of them was going to get it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Robertson, Brostrom, Taylor Butcher, Benjamin, and Chris V all able to come down and get their money stops out of the way. Adam Duff, happy Canada Day to you, sir, is going to inherit the lead as he has yet to come down for his money stop, as does Emily Urias in the 99. Both those drivers have not come down yet. I don't see a ton of damage on the front of Villarreal's freight auction 34.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, to be honest,
I mean, there's a little bit of a wow in the door, but
I was kind of
that
thinking
car
I was
doesn't look.
seeing things.
Yeah, that car doesn't look too bad. Now, the one in front of him, that car's been through a war, and that happened earlier. As Casey Tomlinson caught a race car to the face during caution number 2. Not seeing a ton of damage on Villarreal's Mustang, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they made the front bumper out of, but that is not the normal material they make it out of, surely.
I mean, it looks like a little bit of a wow on the right front fender. You can see a little bit of daylight between the hood panel and the fender panel.
But still,
yeah.
With an impact that big, you could normally expect that front bumper to be gone. Your radiators
exactly
bent 90 degrees, and good luck making it to the end of the race, to be honest. But
well, the good news is he's got less than 30 laps to go. Matter of fact, we should get a restart giving us 25 to go. As through pit stops, Eraldson gonna lead the way in the 77. Forrester, Solo, Taylor Butcher, Benjamin, Robertson, Brostrom, Chris V, Adam Duff, Emily Urias, and Francisco Villarreal restarting in your top 10.
Francisco there just
thinking about going pit side.
No, he put a message in chat, and it looks like the netcode gods were on his side today.
True story.
That was a netcode contact on his end.
All right then.
So congratulations. There's your lucky break.
Oh, good
the netcode
gravy.
gods have giveth, and now make sure to not get in any more incidents before they taketh away.
And now for the bad news. Unfortunately, my admin rights have been taken away, and I can no longer see incident points. But Derek Cook in the 4 is showing a 4-digit ping and a low double-digit quality. So I would expect the 4 to not be with us that much longer. Whole bunch of wave arounds having to go by the pace car. They did extend the caution one more lap to do so, as for some reason iRacing did not release the lap cars. Well, retirements to speak of so far. Tommy Stanley is out in the 10. The 14 of Isaac Wilson is out. Jeff Weimer is out. Steven Sear, Chris Worrell, both out. As is Looks like Bob Wyckoff is currently on pit road getting some damage repair. Yes, Derek Cook, Bob Wyckoff, and Austin Cook have all been on pit road north of 5 minutes apiece. Clarence Prince is almost done with the engine change in the 45, so he should be back out here momentarily and should be able to steal a couple laps off of Casey Tomlinson in the 1 with as damaged as the 1 is. Going to have to try to make up 4 laps on him here in the final 25 laps of this race tonight.
And yeah, Chris, Marcus's rear bumper is gone. Marcus's front bumper is gone as well. Full pavement modified spec.
Yes.
For the number 5 Hendrick car at the moment, which, if that wasn't hard to drive before on a game controller, that's going to be pretty difficult now as we round turn 4.
Absolutely, damn near impossible right now as the splitter on the front of these cars helps plant the nose. The good news is he still has his rear spoiler blade up in the air. So that is the good news on Hagman. As we are back underway, Eraldson and Solo showing the way. Colin Forrester back up there as well. Charles Robertson, Linus Brostrom rounding out your top 5 as they currently sit, as Robertson pulls alongside of the 62. Down the back straightaway they come.
Yeah, Forrester wasting no time at all to try and resume battle with the 77. As for a moment there, it was a great day for Sweden with a Swedish 1-2, and they're still undecided as to whether that's how it's going to be for a bit.
Well, you still have 3 of their drivers in the top 5, with Eraldson, Solo, and Brostrom all up in there. And then you've got Forrester and Robertson as the 2 Americans trying to reel those guys in. As Villarreal, trying to climb back through the field, currently sits in 7th. Jalen Battle mired back in 10th, but he's got Skylar Carnes back there for company. And if Carnes finishes within 2 spots of Battle, no matter what happens here, Carnes should be crowned the champion, with Marcus Hagman, unfortunately, sitting currently 2.5 laps down.
Yeah, well, never mind 2 spots. I mean, I think he can afford to finish 10 spots down, and he'll still be near enough guaranteed fine. I think that. Oh,
what happened?
Sorry, Skylar. I was talking about you.
Oh no.
Well, that's gonna change things. What happened?
Something happened with Eric. Oh! Yeah, that was Carnes.
I was looking at my spreadsheet and suddenly Skylar Carnes is in a wall. Oh, was that just on his own?
No, it looks like he may have had some help. Yeah, he just got it a little bit loose and ate the wall. Jason Ricketts nowhere to go, blasts him as he bounces off the wall. Doesn't seem like a lot of damage on the 47, so he should stay on the lead lap. But he's going to want to get that car looked at. But the 21 of Eric Davis definitely catching the worst of that one.
Yeah, and plenty of drivers taking the opportunity to come pit side as well. We've got Araldson, Solo, Villarreal, Bowles, Battle, Chu, Hubbard, Chris V, Eric Davis, and Skylar Carnes naturally coming down pit road.
Adam Duff saying that he's kind of disappointed that his cool Tokyo Drift was not on the stream. Oh, we saw it, my friend. We saw it.
Well,
got a whole bunch of takers coming down pit road here in the closing laps of this one. Inside 20 to go. Matter of fact, it will be 20 to go next time across the stripe. Forrester, Brostrom, Robertson, Butcher, Benjamin, Duff, Urias, Eraldson, Solo, Villarreal, and Battle, your current top 10. And let me just do some quick math here.
Thinking about what Adam Duff said, I think it would be cool if drivers sent in their favourite moments of the season, and maybe we can make a little highlight reel out of it.
Absolutely.
I've got some spare time over the next week.
Awesome sauce. As Jason, I'd like to cordially invite you to join us for the Case Cracker 200 next week for that broadcast.
Yep. Let me know when, and I'll see if my sleep schedule agrees.
A little bit. It'll be Monday morning for you.
Right.
As I believe that's a. Let me double check my facts here. I believe it is an 8 p.m. Eastern Time start.
Oh yeah, good luck on that one.
7 p.m. Eastern Time start. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's still 1 a.m.
Oh, there you go.
So, while I would actually no, that's midnight. We'll see. Unfortunately for broadcasting, my sleep schedule's been getting a bit better lately. That's
there
the
you
first
go.
time someone's been sad about their sleep schedule fixing itself.
So lights go out on the pace cars. We're going to restart. Only 17 laps to go here. Colin Forrester, Linus Brostrom, Charles Robertson, Taylor Butcher-Benjamin, Adam Duff, Alex Eraldson, Dan Solo, Francisco Villarreal, Chris V, and Jalen Battle rounding out your top 10 as we get ready to turn them back loose. And Skylar Carnes has spent the last almost 3 minutes now on pit road trying to get that car fixed. This is exactly what Chu and Battle needed. As right now, if they were to finish the way they sit right now, let me just double check this. Jalen Battle would win the championship as they currently sit.
And we will see what happens with these next 18 laps as we get to the green flag. Colin Forrester going immediately, not breaking the trend in the restart zone, and once again getting a great start off it as well.
3 Swedes behind him slugging it out with Francisco Villarreal back there as well. Brostrom, Eraldson, Villarreal, Butcher Benjamin is Solo starting to fade. Jalen Battle starting to pull some positions. Brian Chu's got to make something happen and happen quick if he's going to have a shot at getting the nod over Jalen Battle. As Battle currently has position on him on track. Neither one of those drivers have led a lap here tonight. But Jalen Battle in the 24 doing everything he has to get by Brian Chu. As Marcus Hagman has been mathematically eliminated and Skylar Carnes has been mathematically eliminated as the damage is profuse on the 47.
Oh yeah, if he can't get it going, then unfortunately that would be an unfortunate end, but there's still some time to get out the pits. I do hope he can get that car back out here because it would be great to see him try and fight up, but
right now, though, throw a blanket over your top 4 as Colin Forrester, Charles Robertson, Alex Eraldson, Francisco Villarreal, Linus Brostrom starting to pull a gap on Taylor Butcher-Benjamin. And if you're Forrester, you're looking in your rearview mirror, seeing those guys run too wide, and you're loving what you're seeing.
Yeah,
Here comes Errolson to
absolutely.
the inside of Robertson.
I mean, you might be loving what he's seeing from a viewing perspective as well, because this is great to watch, and the two best seats in the house, Francisco Villarreal and Colin Forrester.
$14 laps to go. Forrester continues to show the way. Robertson now under attack from Villarreal. As Villarreal, no drafting help down the backstretch. That's going to help Errolson and Robertson. Errolson trying to make something happen on that second lane. Robertson goes up, throws the block, coming off of 4. Errolson going to have to go to the low side if he wants to go anywhere. His top 5 starting to pull a gap on Dan Solo, who currently sits in 6th.
And Charles Robertson going for the lead of this race now on Colin Forrester. And don't count out Haroldson. Big move down to the bottom. Big block from Colin Forrester. They're absolutely going at it here.
Kinds of sideways coming off of 2. They're right in contact. Villarreal into the wall. Robertson into the wall.
Ouch for the 78.
And we're back under caution.
And not only ouch for the 78, ouch for quite a lot of drivers there, as that was a long crash, I think.
Yes, it was. As Battle and Chew were able to get by that relatively cleanly. They both were able to save it. But the 33 of Bowles catching the 2. The 78 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin takes a race car to the teeth. We are back under caution, and we are seeing some last-minute tire changes for some of our front runners here.
Yeah, this is
Ian Brostrom, Villarreal, Duff, and Butcher Benjamin all going down pit road to get some fresh shoes put on those cars for the closing laps of this one, as we are almost 10 to go.
Yeah, this is a crucial and really, really interesting time for strategy, with Chew and Battle only being separated by 3 points as they went into this. Realistically, not counting bonus points, because on that front we just don't know until the end. Whichever one of them finishes in front would be crowned champion.
This kind of goes back to the 1992 NASCAR Cup Series season finale at Atlanta, Richard Petty's final race, where it was Dale Sr., Bill Elliott, and why am I drawing a blank? Bria's going to just scold me for not knowing this one. The Alan Kwiecki, all mathematically in it coming into the final race, and Kwiecki was able to finish in front of Bill Elliott to win his only championship in the Cup Series, driving what they referred to at the time as the Underbird, the Hooters Ford Thunderbird that he was driving. He had to finish in front of Elliott and have the other 2 that were coming into that race, Earnhardt Sr. being one of them, had to finish and have Earnhardt have issues for him to have a shot at it. Earnhardt had issues. Again, it was Richard Petty's last race, and it was Jeff Gordon's first Cup start in that event. And what car is Jalen Battle driving tonight? The 24 Hendrick Motorsports Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, and Battle is going to have his main title rival starting 3 rows behind him. Also, Skylar Carnes is back out on track.
Chu only took 2 tires.
Did he only take 2? He only took 2. So
And that's something we have seen with this latest tire model is 2 tires can be effective. It used to make the car virtually undrivable, but with the latest tire and aero model, 2 tires can be effective. So we're going to keep an eye on Brian Chu, going to be restarting currently in 9th. As the lights go out on the pace car, we are going to be restarting inside 10 to go. Looks like 8 to go. 7 to go at the restart.
No, it'll be 8 to go at the restart.
It'll be 8 to go at the restart. You're right.
It's those 2 tires could really be effective for Chu in whatever he thought he needed the car to do. Probably turning slightly less on exit of corners.
There you go.
But he can fit the correct tires to get that done. And he's probably going to be looking quite good here, though. Tires aren't exactly old for the rest of the field as we're about to get back underway here.
Green flag back in the air. Forrester pulls the trigger. We are back underway. Brostrom works to the outside of the boss lady. Goes 3 wide through turn 1. Ria Farah starting to fade back a little bit as Brian Chu currently slugging it out with Chris V. Oh, somebody just got yeeted down the backstretch.
It was Chris V. But Chu still in a slugfest at the moment with Adam Duff on his inside. Oh, that's the 7 hard into the wall. There's a lot of things going on at the moment.
Chasing it.
Yeah, very loose Brostrom managing to hold it together. But looking at Jalen Battle, still holding strong just behind the top 3.
Forrester and Eraldson were going after each other through 1 and 2. Forrester comes out with the nose out in front as we are going to be 6 to go at the stripe. Forrester, Eraldson, Solo, Battle, Bowles, your top 5. Brian Chu has made it into 9th. He's going to have to hustle it, though, if he's going to have any shot at Jalen Battle. Battle has to finish 2 spots in front of Chu to get the championship from him.
Yeah, that would guarantee it. Currently, Chu battling heavy with Davis and with Brostrom. Brostrom just cleanly getting past with an insane move, frankly. I don't know where that came from, but it sure came from somewhere.
Coming off the floor. She's going to hemorrhage a couple of spots as Peyton Hubbard gets by her. Biggest mover of the race right now is the 21 of Davis. Up 21 spots for the 21. Currently sits in 9th. Your next biggest mover is Joey Maines in the 8, up 17. Jalen Battle is up 13, currently sits in 4th. And now, Jalen Battle would be crowned your champion, with Brian Chu mired back in 8th and losing ground to Adam Duff.
Yeah, and here he goes on Daniel Solo as well, looking just towards the inside. He was side by side a bit earlier, but couldn't get through. But he's probably being told where Chu is at the moment, and he's going to be thinking about how he's going to make his moves based upon that, as Brian Chu really does need to get a bit of a move on here as Jalen Battle's having to chase it down the track slightly.
Ready to go as Battle and Chu and Solo go side by side. Chu still sits in 8th, still losing time. Has reeled in JD Bowles just ever so slightly, but not enough yet. As Battle just biding his time, you know he's got to be thinking big picture. He would love to get on the podium, but he would love even more to be crowned Season 3 champion, as now Brostrom all over the backside of Battle. Brostrom would love to play spoiler here tonight after being eliminated after missing the first race of the championship. Now he pulls alongside Solo Brostrom getting a 2 for going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Brostrom absolutely going for it, and Battle, rightfully, I think, not fighting that one too much, although he probably didn't get much of a chance to be honest. Brostrom's been on an absolute mad one at the end of this race, as we are coming up on the white flag lap here for the season.
As the leaders cross the start-finish line, we are racing back to checkers. Colin Forrester and Linus Brostrom now works the inside of Eraldson. Looking to be crowned world's fastest Swede here tonight at Miami Homestead. Forrester with a 5-car length gap back to that battle for second between Eraldson on the high side and Brostrom on the low side. Brostrom on the fresher tires, throws it to the inside through 3 and 4. Coming off of turn number 4. Forrester just has to keep it pointed into the right direction. Forrester going to win the battle. Brostrom hangs on for second, Eraldson third. Jalen Battle, we believe, has just won the war.
Let me run some numbers quickly. I've
been running those numbers all raced, my friend.
Yep. Well, if we don't take bonus points into account, then Jalen Battle sits 11 points in front of Brian Chu. Now,
here's the thing. Neither one of them have led a lap.
Yeah, well, at that point, we know that neither of them got pole, and if they haven't led a lap, they can't get most laps led.
Right.
So, in theory, that means
just
Battle,
on race points.
Yeah, in theory, that means Battle.
Well then.
I'm sure we will get confirmation as we did last season from
just waiting
League
for
owner
the
Ria
boss lady.
Ferris. But while we wait, why don't we grab our race winner for a quick interview?
I am trying to find him. There he is. He was hiding on us. As we are going to go trackside to the man who won here at Homestead-Miami, class of the field most of the evening, and got lucky when it all counted. Colin Forrester, congratulations on winning the season finale here at Homestead-Miami.
Thanks, sir. Man, I'm surprised those new tires didn't come in a little better for Alex there at the end. I was just hoping and praying that they weren't, and luckily they didn't. The 22 is coming super fast, though. I know he pitted on that last caution there, so he got super lucky. We didn't have a few more laps. But just super fun race overall. I think the older tires fired off a little better, but they got good runs. But I knew to just stick to the inside. I would use the tires a little bit less, and just super fun race.
Well, regardless, Colin, you were one of the cars to beat all night long. But how sketchy was this track at times coming off of turn 4?
I mean, it's definitely super slick. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a bunch of people get super loose there coming out of 4. The setup was really, really loose, but it actually helped me better because I like loose setups more. I feel like I can usually save the right rear better than I do the right front. And towards that run there with me and Alex, when me and him were first and we both pit, I definitely wore out the right front too much, but I just had to block the air. And luckily, worked out, and I mean that crash there, all the crashes there at the end got me worried. Thinking about the new tires going behind, not knowing whether to pit or not, and but super fun race overall. Really enjoyed it.
Colin, we're going to let you go celebrate with your team the victory here tonight at Homestead-Miami. I'm sure you guys are going to be partying your butts off on Water Street. Who do you need to thank before we let you go?
Just thank you to everyone in the league for having me. Just super fun every week I can race, and really looking forward to the next season where I'm going to be full time and hopefully get a few more victories there. And just also shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. I'm sure you do a great job, and congratulations to whoever won the championship. I think she says she's doing points now, so happy to see them getting the championship done.
All right, Colin Forrester, congratulations on winning at Homestead. We will see you next season in the next gen cars.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Now,
Jason, I believe
before
Yes.
Sorry, I was just looking at some statistics. Before we go on to the next interview, can I just say, Colin Forrester has now had 3 race starts this season.
Let's bring him back up in here so he can hear this too.
Yeah,
So 3
sure
race
thing.
starts for Colin Forrester this season.
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at some of your stats. You've started 3 races. Top 5 in every single one. You've won 2 of them. You're making me really look forward to next season.
I mean, I do enjoy the Gen 7 cars more than I do enjoy the Gen 6 cars, just with this aero package, and I feel like I probably could have won Watkins Glen had it not been a fuel strategy race. But I mean, hopefully can rack up a lot of wins next season, get that driver rating up a little bit. I think it's 89, get in the 90s maybe.
Yeah, well, good luck for the next season and enjoy it. Now you can go and celebrate.
All right, appreciate it, man.
So that was Colin Forrester. And Jason, I believe you've got the man who came runner-up tonight with you now.
Yeah, Linus, what a run at the end, honestly. How do you think the race went for you overall?
Well, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of this track, so quite surprised by my speed, but I was, 5th to 10th somewhere in speed, obviously. So coming to the end there with all the cautions, I knew I had to play a different type of strategy. It was a fun race overall, but coming to the end, man, if we had gotten around at 17 without contact and not gotten loose off that corner, I might have had the win there, or if I could have kept it on the bottom when I went underneath Alex, but missed it by just a little bit and pushed up. So, but to finish second at this track with all these people, that's I'm really happy with that, considering.
Yeah, and to be honest, I feel like my brain is completely blanked, so I don't have another interview question. Tony, do you have anything?
Other than Linus, I mean, if you hadn't missed that first race of the playoffs, it's amazing to see where you might have ended up. But all things considered, I mean, very successful season, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can do next season in the Gen 6 car, or the next gen car.
Yeah, that would have been quite amazing. I'm only 102 points behind Marcus, and I mean, that was a chaotic race that I missed, but I'm pretty confident I would have scored more than 102 points. So who knows what would have happened. But either way, we'll see if I'm back next year. It's not the best of times, this, unfortunately, for us. And I'm going to miss quite a few races anyway, so I think I might just be a sub for next season and then come back later on if my work schedule gets better.
Whoever you do end up subbing for next season is going to have one of the best shoes in the field to wheel that car for them. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we're seeing you full-time, but if not, looking forward to seeing you part-time next season.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And joining us now is the chief cook and bottle washer of the iSNF Cup Series, Miss Rhea Ferris, with the announcement we have been waiting all race to hear.
Yes. Marcus Hagman, driver of the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, is the iSNF Cup Series Season 3 champion. Marcus Hagman joining us now in the broadcast booth. Congratulations, Marcus. Well earned, well deserved. You didn't win a race. You did it Matt Kenseth style. You had the eye on the prize from the beginning of the season. It wasn't the little victories; it was the big victory for you. I think that was just a fantastic way to surprise everybody by bringing your laptop and a controller on a business trip 5 countries away in Europe. Walk us through the struggles, but also walk us through the idea of surprise. I mean, you were announcing last week you weren't going to be here, and everyone was doing their math and thinking they had a chance. What caused you to do a last minute sneaky maneuver like that? You just had the eye on the prize, and what was going through your head?
Well, Rhea, I'm not a quitter, and I'm not going to be one now. So I just have to try to fight it out. And now I remember why I stopped using a gamepad for the longer races, because my arm hurts like hell. but taking the championship, man, it's all worth it. Um, and as I said, also before the race, you only heard the bragging rights. I also said that it's an honor to win this series.
Well, I appreciate everything that you've done for the league. I know you're a very busy man, and I rely on you to help from time to time in the admin department. So not just a great driver and a racer, you've also helped teach us all a little something along the way. Whether it's hey, holding your line on a road course or whatever, but you only won by 12 points. So whatever arm wrestle mania thing that you did tonight, you it was all worth it because
Yeah, absolutely.
basically, yeah. So there's a 3-point gap for those you finished in the back, sort of. So you really, all you had to do was finish 4 places below where you did, and then Jalen Battle would have won. And Jalen was about that close to winning it last season too, if we look
Yeah,
back.
he
And so
was. It was.
Jalen is
Yeah,
It
snowing
was
it
the
again.
same. It was the
I
same
really
gap
hate it
last
for
season.
Jalen.
It was the
I re-
exact same gap last season.
Yeah, I really hate it for Jalen. I actually thought he'd won it this time,
Yeah.
and but man, it's a Henrik Motorsport 1-2, and as a team
Yeah.
owner for that team, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, your alliance mate got fourth in the standings, Skylar Carnes, and
Yeah,
Brian.
and
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
So
know, but Banner, I think he also finished quite high in the championship, and Rickett did a solid race today. So
yeah,
yeah, all the Henrik Motorsport guys did a fantastic job this season, and I'm so proud of them.
yeah, fantastic performance all season long, Marcus. We all want to strive to follow you, hopefully for seasons to come, and you make it exciting to watch every week. And I mean, you find a way to get in the top 5. I mean, you had 13 top 5s this season and 16 top 10s. No wins, but the most top 10s. Actually, you tied Linus with top 10s. But I mean,
Also,
Lord,
most laps and most miles completed going to the 5 as well.
yeah, and very
Yeah,
clean too.
not a
6.21
quitter,
incidents per
not a quitter.
race. Yeah,
Yeah, I think the most I checked after half the race, and I got 10 incident points because I was playing pinball with the walls and also with with Casey Tomlinson. So yeah, I had to take it really easy from there, and I hit the walls a couple of times, but I took the car to the finish. So yeah, I'm really happy about it. I'm proud about it.
yeah. Guys, you got anything for him?
Marcus, it's just been an amazing thing to see you all season long. Led the point series for much of the early going, and then when it became playoff time, you wicked it up like we would expect out of the world's fastest Swede. Congratulations on winning the Season 3 championship. Talk us about your thoughts going into Season 4 using the next-gen car.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the next gen cars, especially the brakes. I mean, they done a ton of updates on the aero and the tires and the damage model, but I still don't like the brakes. Um, Looking at the real cars, I mean, those brake discs are massive compared to Gen 6 cars. And so they should have much, 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 much better brakes. And also the drivers say it's much better brakes in this car than the other. But I just don't feel it. Maybe they will come with another update and maybe they'll fix that problem. I don't know. I'm gonna race next season anyway, and I mean now I got the championship. I think next season I'm trying to at least get one win.
As
Not that I
well as the
didn't
only
try this one
driver,
this season.
you are also the only driver in the current iSNF Cup Series driver rating system that has a perfect score of 100.
Yes.
Yeah,
Congratulations to you on that as well, sir.
Yeah.
thank you. And if
So,
I read it correctly, the math correctly, I should actually be above 100 because now
Well, we'll make sure to tell our mathematician Tommy Stanley that information when
so
he goes to
let-
calculate it again for
yeah,
us.
please do that.
let's review everything that has happened just in the last 5 minutes. Marcus Hagman winning the Drivers' Championship. Team owner for Hendrick Motorsports, which clinched the Owners' Points Championship, as well as owner of the 24 car who finished second in the Points Championship. So big day right now for you, Marcus Hagman. Congratulations on winning the Season 3 championship, the Owners' Championship, and putting 2 of your cars in the top 3.
Yeah,
And
that's
I got
pretty big,
news
huh?
for you. He won't even be driving a Hendrick car next season. He's going to take his expertise and high performance tutelage over to RCR and going to try and build a championship team over there. So
Isn't that backwards of how it usually happens?
well, I mean, we don't
Yeah,
necessarily.
but I mean,
Yeah.
being the biggest asshole, as Ria put it. So yeah, that's I
All
had
right.
it coming.
Marcus, again, congratulations. Amazing season. And we will see you next season in the next gen cars, sir.
Absolutely, I just need to thank the team back home there for C-Sport and the sponsors, Moby Rental Cars, Kappa Bar, and Cooler Master for their continuous support, and you guys and Ria and I mean everybody, all the drivers, everybody who make this league possible. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and congratulations to your fellow countryman Alex Eraldson for winning the Xfinity Championship today. So that is a
Yeah.
Swedish sweep right there. Congratulations to both of you. Go have some meatballs and gravy on us. We'll see you next season.
I will do that in 2 weeks when I go back home. So,
There you go. We'll see you next season, Marcus.
I am for have a nice evening, guys.
And joining us now is the aforementioned Xfinity Series champion who came home on the final step of the podium here tonight, Alex Eraldson. Congratulations on 2 amazing finishes here today in the ISNF series.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it felt great to be able to clinch the Xfinity Championship earlier today. It was a tight battle there with Taylor or Butcher Benjamin there, but I managed it in the end. So and to then cap it off with a top 3 finish felt good. And just a bit sorry that I managed to take out Charles Robinson there at the end. When we
It was just
battled
one of
for
them
the lead.
racing deals, my friend.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So those things happen sometimes.
So, Alex, with season 3 coming to a close and the draft just happening for season 4, safe to assume we're going to be seeing you full time in a next gen Cup Series car next season?
I don't think so. It doesn't really line up with my schedule being 6 hours ahead of you guys. It doesn't really fit with my work schedule. So I think I'm going to stay full time in the Xfinity Series and maybe do one or two entries in the Cup Series as it suits me.
Yeah, he's going to be listed as a sub, and it's going to be another really darn good sub. Whoever has him,
Oh, absolutely.
will be very lucky. Yeah.
If anybody that gets you or Linus Brostrom, going to be 2 of the strongest subs we are going to have next season. Looking forward to seeing on track. But Alex, before we let you go celebrate the Xfinity Championship and the podium here tonight at Homestead-Miami in the Cup Series, who do you need to thank, sir?
I just want to thank all my teammates at 4C Sports to begin with, and all our partners, and obviously you guys for putting on the broadcast, and also Ria for keeping the series running quite smoothly, I would say.
Absolutely. As that is going to about do it for us here tonight. Best of luck to you next season, Alex. Best of luck to all of our drivers next season.
Yeah.
But before we go to the close, Ria, you have the floor. What are your thoughts as we close out season 3?
Well, it's been a roller coaster as usual, but I would say that the hills and the descents are not as dramatic as seasons in the past. I think we're starting to really come to as as an iSNF family, if you will. I mean, you're always going to have some new rookies come and go. You're going to have a lot more veterans stay over time, and I do appreciate that. And I think that we're starting to gel as a team out there, as trying to work together as one, and not trying to be all for ourselves, unless it's 5 to go, and then it's pretty much anybody's game. But the cautions have really dramatically declined, and it just shows on paper what these guys can do. These guys and gals have been amazing all season. They've helped me quite a bit when I needed help throughout the season too, from time to time for admin work. The relationships that we have off the track, friendships that form, people meeting each other off track. I've met now quite a few drivers and other drivers meeting each other at some of the races and stuff, and just those off track friendships are just priceless. And that's what we do here, and some people want to laugh and not take it serious, and some people do, and it's the ones that do stay longer and end up seeing the full result of it. But I think going into the next season with the next gen car, I think it's going to allow a lot of different driving styles to showcase, and I'm really anxious and curious and excited. Those three words going in the next season, to find out who the Ross Chastain of iSNF is going to be. What underdog that didn't even make the chase this season is going to rock it next season with some dubs and just come out of nowhere? Is it going to be Ricketts? Is it going to be
my money's on Mike Iskandar.
Mike Iskandar is a good choice. Yeah, Johnny Castle might get out there and rise and shine. We don't know. I mean, so that's the exciting part about the next gen car, is that it's just entirely different than what we've been used to, and the driving style has to change along with that. And with that, unfortunately, I think we will have quite a few cautions, but we are starting off the season next year with quite a few open, wide, fast tracks that I'm hoping by the time we get to the elbow bumps of Richmond, of around race 4 or 5, that will have some of the quirks worked out. But I appreciate everybody at SRM, ESBN for a great season. You guys have did a fantastic job covering the races,
it was our honor,
and keeping the overlays at the bottom. And just to let everybody in on the secret, why do we keep the overlays at the bottom? Well, because we don't have a sponsor, and my drivers are the sponsor. They pay a fee every season, and it's not necessarily a cheap one at the moment, and I would love to lower it. So sponsors, would love your financial support. We would love to broadcast you or commercials for you and whatever, but those spots down below next to where the drivers' names and the hometowns and all that stuff is where your logo could go for the race. So we put our drivers
as well as the top of the cross of the screen for the scroll banner.
Exactly. Before and after the race, during cautions, etc., we can run commercials for you guys, run your logos, websites, offer promo codes and everything for you guys to get web hits and whatever. Would love to have you. But congratulations to Marcus Hagman. Congratulations to Alex Eraldson. I'm excited for what's to come here in a couple weeks, as we'll restart and go back into Daytona Speed Weeks, my personal favorite time of the year. And I enjoy so much that we get to do it twice a year in my league. We only get to do it once in real NASCAR. So
now you bring up a good point. Daytona Speed Weeks. You actually got to spend the last real world Daytona Speed Weeks with one of the drivers in this league who just so happens to have won the poll. There was a poll amongst the drivers. Who is the most popular driver? And the driver you got to spend Speed Weeks with has won it. Brian Chu, congratulations on being voted the iSNF Sunday Night Fever Cup Series most popular driver.
That's awesome. Brian Chu is a fantastic guy. He's very loyal, dedicated to iSNF. I was happy to, I gave him the iSNF Ironman Award shirt when I got to see him in person. He was rocking it during one of the races in Speed Weeks. He's just loves our league. He loves the drivers that we race with. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's a great friend. He's a great mentor, great team leader of JGR. He's going to be driving the 18 car next season, switching over from the 11 to the 18. So it'll be nice to see what he can do in that car. But Brian Chu, it just shows how much everyone respects you and looks up to you and appreciates you being on track. Thinks of you as a good friend and looks forward to racing with you every single week. Brian Chu, congratulations on that most popular driver award. And then Chris Worrell wins the Rookie of the Year award. Chris Worrell with 4 wins, 9 top 5s, and 13 top 10s. DNF tonight, unfortunately, for Chris, but congratulations to Chris for getting Season 3 Rookie of the Year award. And
especially after missing the first 4 races of the season.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was rocking it all season thereafter, made the chase, ended up finishing 7th overall in the points. He actually moved up 3 tonight despite the DNF. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. He finished 6th, I'm sorry, in the point standings. But 7 poles.
Yes.
So, yeah.
The kid's fast.
Yeah. So, I mean, to miss 4 races and finish 6th in the standings,
nothing short of miraculous.
Congratulations on that. Yeah, exactly. So we have a great bunch of people. We're going to have some fast talent coming in next season. Colin Forrester, today's winner of the race, will be full-time in the number 1 Ross Chastain mobile. I think that'll be perfect fit. We got some exciting, new rides for a lot of people. TBB will be full-time next season. FJ's coming back to race the first at least 7 races of the season. But here's the catch with FJ. Little Easter egg in here and a little nugget to chew on during the off season. If he wins a race in the first 7 races, it's very tempting and most likely he'll go ahead and race it out to make himself appear in the chase. So, because the Win and You're In program will be in effect next season as long as you race up to 75% of the races leading up to the playoffs. And if
well
FJ
as
wins,
stages next season as well,
stages next season as well. Will be increasing the GWC count to 3, and then everyone will have 4 total laps to do qualifying. Because we can't do stage qualifying, iRacing doesn't have it set up for us. We've met them halfway, and we're allowing them to do 4 full laps of qualifying instead of just 2. So we're changing some things there. So we're going to have the stage points, the stage racing. We're going to have the one, win will carry you over into the playoffs, just like NASCAR. So a lot of really cool, exciting things going to happen. And I won't, unfortunately, be able to get the points standings up fast for you guys after each race as I can this season, because doing the stage points takes time, and I want to make sure I do it right. So a lot of times I'm either too exhausted or whatever after the races, and I won't be able to get to it probably till the following morning, but at least we can always recap the point standings before we start each race. But,
yes, ma'am.
Yep. Well, listen, you guys have a great evening. If there's anything else, any questions, now's the time, but
I think we're good, miss.
We'll be, and we're going to be moving to 5 p.m.
Go an hour earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, sessions will open up. No, not an hour, just a half hour. Just a half. Our sessions open at 5:30 now.
Okay.
We're gonna be opening the sessions at 5 and then taking the green at 5:35.
Gotcha.
But the Daytona 500 will be moved up 2 hours because it's a full race. So 3 o'clock start time for that one.
And what is the date on that?
That is on. Is that the
24th, I believe.
All right, then.
Yeah.
We will be
We're,
back for that one with Pride Miss.
yes, I'm excited for you guys to be back for another season in the next gens, and excited to see what we can do. And I appreciate everybody out there watching. Make sure you smash that like button on our broadcast here, and make sure you subscribe to you guys as well, the channel, so that way you guys don't miss any exciting races to come in the future.
Absolutely. Subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action on track. But that is going to about do it for us here tonight. Jason, we've got another season in the books. What's your takeaway?
Main takeaway, looking forward to the next season. I mean, I've been here and commentating on this since, I think, pretty early on in season 2, and it's been great races pretty much every time, and it always creates a good championship at the end of it as well, and it's just great. It's just great.
Very much so. I couldn't agree more. One of the best series that we broadcast. Always look forward to this on a Sunday afternoon. Some of the greatest battles that you're going to see throughout the entirety of a field, all race long. And looking forward to seeing what these guys and gals can do in the next-gen car next season. We'll be back on the 25th of June for the season premiere. Until then, for Mr. Jason Salford in the production truck, for Miss Rhea Ferris, the chief cook and bottle washer of the iSNF Cup Series, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life until we meet again, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.